All set.
Okay, you guys, questions for Coach Wilcox?
Seen a little bit worse than this in your youth?
I don't want to be that guy, but yes.
Give us an idea about this week and how the guys have looked.
Really good practices. Obviously, having the bye week and all that, getting our bodies back a little bit, their legs definitely bouncing around really well, playing fast. Yesterday was a real physical day. Today was a fast day, and tomorrow back them down. And I think they've been really sharp mentally and physically, so it's been a good week.
You get a sense, you guys have so much on the line this week. A game, Stanford, a rivalry week, a chance to go to a bowl. You get a sense that the guys are kind of compartmentalizing everything well?
Yeah, they are obviously aware of the situation, and you can use that emotion in a really good way. So we're all for that, and what's most important is how we focus and prepare, and they've been really good in that regard. So I think there's definitely a sense of urgency, and guys are aware of the situation, which is good.
Your first stint here, your first few big games was as a linebackers coach. When you got here, when you talked with Jordan Kanashik, what did you see in him just as a guy, the way his head works as a
Jordan
linebacker?
Kanashik? Yeah. So Jordan, he's done a really good job. He's kind of built to play the position in a lot of ways, physically, mentally. He's a physical guy. He loves contact. He's into the game. I think everything. The preparation part, meetings, he's always up watching extra tape, the way he prepares his body. I think he just, he's a football player through and through, and he's still getting better. And I think the more reps and he kind of understands the defense and what the offense is trying to do, the better and better he's going to play.
Is he kind of a key to trying to stop Love?
Everybody's a key.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's key because it's going to take team defense. Obviously, his position. Those guys are going to be involved in a lot of plays, being the inside linebacker, the Mike linebacker, but it's going to take a team effort.
I was going to ask about another linebacker who maybe doesn't get the reps, but I think represents you guys pretty well, David Ortega. What have you thought of him and the way he works?
Fantastic job. I've known little Dio for a long time when he was a youngster, and known Dave since my first stint here, and really a great family. And young David, he understands the game. Yeah, he's got great instincts. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he practices really hard. His teammates really respect him. He loves Cal. He loves being a part of the team, and we're thrilled to have him.
I hear right that you let him break it down at the end of practice the other day?
Yeah, he's earned that. Like I said, he works his tail off, and he hasn't got to play as much as I'm sure he would have liked, but just a Cal guy through and through. And like I said before, I think he's got the respect of his teammates, and that's always a really good measure of people, and the way he works, the way he approaches the game. He's on scout team, and he's on scout kickoff and special teams, and he gives a great look. And got a chance to get in the game against Wazoo, and he's a guy that knows kind of every position at linebacker, and he's like the Swiss Army knife there, and can always help us out. So just thrilled to have him on the team. He's a great kid.
I know you know that family well,
yeah.
And they're so loved around here. Do you get a sense for that, kind of how the community around here appreciates them?
Absolutely, and Dave, obviously being the player he was here, and then being a part of the Cal community for so long, and he bleeds it. Their family bleeds it, and it's evident. And they've done so much for Cal and supported the program in different ways. And obviously, both of them now being a part of the football team. And, just a really neat family. And I know I sure appreciated them when I first got here as a young coach, and still do to this day. And it's great having David on the team.
With the kind of enormity of the week with the big game and bowl eligibility and all that stuff on the line, do you find it difficult to kind of keep them compartmentalized, or do you find them kind of keeping it?
Yeah, we don't use that word. First
it's
of all,
too hard to say.
Norm, one more time.
Compartmentalized.
No, compartmentalized. I get.
Okay.
What was the first one you used?
Enormous.
Yeah, we don't use that
Enormity.
one. But yeah, I understand. Everybody understands kind of what's at stake, and that's you can use that emotion and that energy in a really good way. But you're exactly right. Keeping compartmentalized and focusing on practice and meetings and everything that we're doing That's what it's going to take for us to play well, and that's what we want to do. So I think as long as you use that energy in a good way and you use it to focus on what you're doing in that moment, then it's a really good thing. And I think we've done a good job of that. The guys on the team have done a good job of that. So.
The Stanford, they got a real beast in the middle of the nose tackle. How do you cope with a guy like that? Do you have to try to avoid him? You double team? What do you?
All the above. He is a beast. He's a really, really good player, and it's hard to block. He's hard to block with one guy, and gets off of blocks. He makes tackles. He's not just a space eater, so to speak. I mean, he gets off blocks and is very, very productive. He's run and pass game. So we got a ton of respect for him, and you got to do it in different ways. Absolutely.
You ever seen a defense where the defensive tackle is not just has that many tackles, but leads the defense in tackles?
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen some really good D linemen, and he's definitely one of them. Really, really good player, and just got a ton of respect for how he plays the game. He plays hard. He's a very physical guy, and you notice him in every phase, run game, pass game, movement, just playing two-gap type defense, and he's a really, really good player.
How do you simulate him out here?
Well, we do the best job we can, and then you had mentioned it before. You got to, give yourself some help in there at times, and kind of mix up how your blocking schemes and all that. And we got a ton of respect for him and their defense and team, but it's really going to be more, like it always is, more about how we execute and how we play, and that's what we're concerned with.
Having the bye week, does that make it easier maybe to mess with your blocking, adjust your blocking schemes?
Well, Coach Greatwood has done it for so long, and Coach Baldwin, they'll have a good plan in place, and I think trust in our training, and we're not going to create brand new offense in 1 week, but there's certain things that we'll do game plan wise, and like we do every week, and give us the best advantage we can in run or pass game.